Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for tuning in for another edition of Truthbuster News. I am your host, CJ, the originator of Truthbuster News, and today is October 24th, 2017. Well, as time continuously turns its path, the events continue to unfold on a daily basis. And all you have to do is just look around you to notice that. And I keep mentioning on that, or if you want to call it harping, you can, because it's undeniable the times in which we live in are uncertain in many aspects. You have event after event rolling out or getting prepared to roll out behind the scenes. We are still uncovering the truth of the Mandalay Bay false flag attack shooting. And a lot of people have worked relentlessly and tirelessly to bring the truth to you, so you can understand that it's not all unicorns and rainbows with leprechauns holding a pot of gold at the end of that rainbow. We don't live in some delusional fantasy that the people have adapted to, that we live in, and that's far from the truth. But on the other hand, your entertainment industry, from TV networks that put out drama and sitcoms and reality shows, to your local news, want to keep you enveloped in that delusion. And you say that I mentioned the news. Yes, the news is entertainment because they don't report the truth. They sit behind in some locations, $1 billion plus studios, and a desk, reading off a teleprompter, a script for them to tell to you. And when it comes to events that impact society and humanity here in the US or throughout the globe, in a lot of cases, instead of actually going on location, they'll stand behind a green screen with a background being projected on it, with other high-tech gadgetry, wind fans that will blow if they're in a windy type environment, or if it's a calm environment. Either way you look at it. But they'll stand behind that to give you the illusion that they're really there. But a lot of people have debunked that and shown forth the evidence that that is not the case. So that is why news is entertainment. and the corporate ran and owned and allegiance to the New World Order, whatever title you want to give them, that you feel is appropriate, that is who they work for. They don't work for the American public. They don't work for the American people. They spread lie after lie after lie after lie. Their credibility, their trust in reporting the truth has drastically gone down the tubes. And that's why you see the rise of the independent journalism, the alternative media, the freelance journalists. That's why you see a spike in their growth, because they actually give you the facts, they give you the truth on events that are going on. And when they get the chance, they go on location with cameras rolling, and they interview people just on the street to get their take on whatever situation has developed, unfolded, and happened. So, to those that work relentlessly, my hat's out to you. Now, the topic for discussion for tonight's video is one I'm working on, trying to get more things to report on this issue. So that will be at a later time. But what I want to touch on tonight is that I've seen in the headlines today that the never-ending push by the Democratic Party, the left, the liberals, the progressives, the mentally insane, to remove Trump from office. Now, whether you like the man, whether you voted for him, whether you flat out hate him, with every manifestation of hate that your body can produce towards this man, that's on you. But the bottom line is, he is the President of the United States. Now, I have my doubts about the man. I was never a full-on supporter of the man. I always remain skeptical and critical, and I still do. I give him benefit of the doubt. And when he fails to fulfill his promises and go a different route than what he proclaimed that he wouldn't do, I call him out on it. That's what any freedom-loving, conservative, even a Christian would do, myself included. But once again, it's back in the headlines that they are trying to invoke the 25th Amendment to get this man removed. But in many cases, they're going a step further. You have had, ever since this push has been going on, people in politics, people who just live in this nation, and people in the entertainment industry call for his death. So not only do they want this man removed, they want him dead. They want him done with permanently, so that a possible reoccurrence of a future generational Trump presidency, if that were ever become a possibility, if we can survive another generation. There's a lot of events and situations that are unfolding that we're all well aware of. That could potentially prohibit another generation from coming about in this nation, and even more so on this planet. And that is a topic I will be touching on as well. But it plays a role into what I just mentioned. That potentially, I'm not saying that it is a definite certainty that we won't. But the possibility is there. But that, like I said, that's another topic for another time. Now, when I said that the Democrats and the left and the like are pushing this a step even further, I have an article here from shtfplan.com. But before I touch on that article, I want to cover with you from the Washington Free Beacon. Democrats, psychologists look into removing Trump from mental psychosis. Prominent Democrats are flocking up to a group of psychologists who are increasing their involvement in politics by asserting that President Donald Trump is psychologically disturbed. At the center of this effort is John Gartner, a psychologist who founded Duty to warn a network of mental health experts making a push into politics, as well as the 25th Amendment PAC, both of which seek to remove Trump from office, BuzzFeed News reports. This push goes out against established practices in the field of mental health, which prevent psychologists from diagnosing public figures without any clinical evaluation. But Representative Jackie Spicer, a Democrat from California, is one of several Democrats reaching out to Gartner and others. It's one thing from a non-professional, non-clinical standpoint to believe that someone that does not have the capacity to do the job. It's another to talk to experts and those who can deal with mental psychosis on a daily basis. So I wanted to hear from them, Spicer told BuzzFeed. Spear, a member of the House Intelligence Committee, recently reached out to Gartner to discuss Trump's mental health. Gartner and his associates have not hesitated to diagnose the president in a variety of ways, with some surmising he is a sociopath, a narcissist, or suffers from a form of dementia. Whatever the correct diagnosis may be, Gartner is confident that Trump is deeply and dangerously psychologically disordered. He has high hopes for the possibility of using the 25th Amendment to end the presidency for the first time in U.S. history. We hope that the 25th Amendment, what the NRA is to the Second Amendment, Gartner said of the 25th Amendment PAC. Democratic Rep. Jamie Raskin, MD, received $1,000 from the 25th PAC Amendment, introduced legislation forming a commission to determine whether Trump is fit to exercise his duties. The legislation has 31 co-sponsors, among those House Democrats, but it is not expected to pass through the Republican majority Congress. And it goes on to say that a Yale psychiatry professor, Brady Lee, edited The Dangerous Case of Donald Trump, in which Gartner and 26 other mental health professionals analyzed the president, and she claims to have spoken to 6 Democrats in the House and Senate about Trump's mental health. Lee's book made the New York Times best-selling list for notification last week, although she is distancing herself from Gardner and his political activism. It is unclear which Democrats contacted Lee about Trump's mental health, though Rika Williamson, boy am I now surprised, Democrat from Florida, recently called Trump a sick man, and Rep. Maxine Waters says he should be impeached for being unstable. Now, this is a lengthy article, and you can find it at tfplan.com. But before I jump into the next article, I want to hit on something. We hear all the time that there are corporate lobbyists that work in the White House, that work for the mega corporations to meet with politicians, from representatives all the way up to congressmen, pay them thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars to get their agenda pushed for whatever bill that they want to see go through. So that goes to the House and goes to the Senate and eventually to Congress. It happens on a regular basis. All you have to do is look it up for yourself. The reason I bring that up is because in the article I just read, in the paragraph here, that Jamie Raskin, medical doctor, received $1,000 from the 25th Amendment PAC to try to get this ball rolling. Isn't that what you call lobbyism? Bribing? You could even call, even though it has a relative from the stock market, if you were to take that to a different definition, but insider trading. Backstabbing for money. Now, since this article does mention Maxine Waters, here's something else that you might find interesting. And this article is from shtfplan.com. The previous is from the Washington freebeacon.com. Congressman Maxine Waters promises cheering crowd that she will go and take out Trump. As DNC chairman calls him the most dangerous president ever. During an appearance at the Alley Fornway Center Gallery in New York City, Congressman and Impeachment Minister Maxine Waters promised a roaring crowd that she would take out the president that very night. A statement that has left many wondering if this is a direct threat on President Trump's life, or whether it was some sort of sick joke, especially in the wake of Rep. Stephen Scalise being shot by a liberal. Waters made the promise to the group, which benefits homeless LGBTQ youth amid the backdrop of violence against conservatives and the mainstream media, literally picking apart every single thing Trump says or does for any hint of something to attack him over. It's safe to assume that they won't be doing the same after Waters' disgusting remarks. I'm sitting here listening, watching, absorbing, thinking about Ali, even though I never met him And with this kind of inspiration, I will go and take out Trump tonight, Waters stunningly said. And amazingly, according to a report in American Mirror, YouTube quickly deleted the original video showing Waters' remarks above. The above video was uploaded as a replacement and could be deleted by the left-wing company at any time. At the same time, the high-profile Democratic Congresswoman is openly joking about taking out the president. The head of the Democratic Party is ramping up the rhetoric against him, as well as telling a DNC committee gathering that Trump was the most dangerous president ever, while urging his fractured party to unite against all things Donald Trump. We have the most dangerous president in American history, and one of the most reactionary Congresses in American history, Democratic Chairman Tom Perez said during his speech. Perez also labeled Trump as an existential threat, with no apparent worry that his words could be taken along with those by Waters and other liberals in the media as ammo for a crazy leftist to once again attack Congress or even the White House. Perez's comments come as he recognizes the DNC to better serve establishment candidates, pushing out several prominent Bernie Sanders supporters while pretending the shuffle was about diversity, when in reality, it's a transparent move to make sure he can control who the party supports for president in 2020. Going back to liberals, seemingly embracing violent rhetoric against the president, it is important to keep in mind that the mainstream media themselves, who are also directly complicit in this move, as they have either contributed to the vicious rhetoric or refused to call out those that have. Only one can hope that another attack doesn't actually happen. If it does, we know who will be to blame. So you have people in Congress, whether it was a joke or not, who are made a statement to take out Trump. Now, granted, we don't all have the First Amendment, the freedom of speech. But that goes without saying, it does not come without consequence. You just can't go and say whatever to anybody you come across, anybody you know, and not get any recourse from it. It doesn't work that way. You gotta have some freaking common sense. And as I mentioned a while ago, that the entertainment industry has made the exact same threat. Madonna, other prominent Hollywood scum have said, hey, I'll take him out. Let's get rid of him. Let's knock him off. Well, thankfully, those people did get punishment for it. Not only by the justice system in this country, but also by the supporters and fans of those people. After President Trump's inauguration, and during his inauguration, when Madonna made the comment that she has thought about several times about blowing up the White House. She released an album earlier this year, and I think it only sold a few thousand copies. Thank the Lord for that. And in another example, you had the washed-up comic Kathy Griffin holding a mock bloody prosthetic head of Donald Trump in a sick, twisted video. She got punished for it as well. So, this piece of filth, Maxine Waters, even though she hates Trump as if he's a devil himself, but yet this bride has a $4 million plus mansion in the suburbs of California. Now, a public servant's salary is only a few $100,000 a year. And people have put that out there of how big of a house and how spendy and flashy and extravagant of a house she has. So you know she's taking a lot of insider money on that, and continuously does. So my only hope, my prayer is that she does get some kind of consequence on this. And if any of you who support the left, support the Democratic Party, now I'm not affiliated with any party, Republican or Democrat. I don't buy into the left-right paradigm, because behind closed doors, when the cameras aren't there and the microphones aren't recording, they agree on a lot of the issues that they oppose. Not all of them, but a lot of them do. But if any of you support that party, my question is, why? When clearly, if you live in a city that's ran by Democrats and they're not doing anything to really help the people that got them in, even at the local level, and they're just taking money, spewing out bullshit so that you can keep them voting, keep voting them in, keeping them there, and you don't see any change in which you live? Why? I thought that we want a better world, not live in the same one. Some food for thought. Maybe you should stop supporting that party. If you don't want to support any party, that's fine. But if you want to see some real change, stop supporting the Democrats. Don't support either one. But it begins with you. I want to thank you for tuning in. If you have any news tips that you want to share with me, I will keep you anonymous and completely confidential. I will share what you send me, but I will keep your identity safe. That is my word. So if you have anything you'd like me to discuss, send it to truthbusternews@gmail.com. You can also find me on Twitter, truthbusternews. Please share the work that I do. I greatly appreciate it. It means a lot. Like or dislike, but at the very bottom, leave a comment below and I'll respond to you. God bless. Be safe. Prepare for what is coming. If you're not sure what is coming, do some research. And then, after that step, research on how to be prepared. But do not rely on the government for your safety and for your longevity, because they're not going to give it to you. God bless and be safe.